We've got snow. I mean, it's tiny little flurries, but it's snow.
I got one on my nose. I got one on my nose.
You got a snowflake on your nose?
Kind of show y'all kind of what this looks like. The wood stove that we're getting, I had to build this for this area right here because I thought this through. I wanted the stovepipe to be on this side of the peak. I actually had to build this for this spot right here. The pattern I had to go with these brick. Basically the layout had to be between the vent and this plug-in, and I had to have enough length here and enough height on that for it to be safe, you know. So that's why I went with brick. And I just made this pattern up. I mean, I didn't give it a whole lot of thought, to be honest with you. I kind of just did it as I was going along there. These are thin brick, what we call thin brick. I laid these just like if you were laying a brick on like a brick house or something. You know, I used my eye. I didn't use any of the 3/8 inch spacers. You can use those if you want to. If you do that, it's going to give it a machine look. So it's not going to look like when I laid Fallon's tile in there 3 or 4 years ago. I used those spacers on tile because it looks good on a tile job. But if you're going to do brick, you definitely want to have a natural look, so it puts some character to the job. And that's the reason I didn't use the spacers on this. I just went with my eye and left it, you know, in certain spots. I let it flow is what I'm saying. That way it would look more country, farmhouse looking. But anyway, what I'm doing right now is I'm just so you can see what you got when you get to this point. Some of this is still just a little bit too damp to do right now, but a lot of it's ready. Let me find my brush here. So what you got once you use your joiner, you start getting a real nice pattern here. And like I say, these are thin brick, but you know, I framed this. Maybe some of you seen that. I don't know if Alan showed you that, but I just framed this up, and then, like I say, I just kind of made this pattern up as I was going. I should have thought it through a little more, I guess, but it just kind of worked out for me. My granddaddy, my mama's daddy, was a block mason most of my life, like 35 or 40 years he's been laying brick. My daddy's a brick mason also. My daddy's daddy was a great brick mason, so I got a lot of, and my great uncle was a brick mason.
And his great-great-grandpa's second cousin's uncle.
Yeah, so lots of brick, well, she's just kind of making that up right there, just joking, but honestly, we got a lot of brick masons and a lot of people that build houses and stuff like that in the family. So I've been fortunate to have a lot of family members and a real good daddy that showed me a lot of stuff. So that's that. I just kind of wanted to show you what that looks like. Again, I just kind of made this pattern up, and you can do the same thing. Let me say this, Fallon shared with y'all that I bought these brick really, really cheap. They're not nice looking brick as far as the color goes. They're not real pretty. So I went and bought some stain for cement, and I stained this pattern. I wanted it to look old, so I went and got a type of brown stain for brick. Then I went back and got this is just red brick is what it's called, and I just put those in there in certain spots to kind of make it have an old-timey look to it, because that's what I'm going for. This is the color of the brick, so let me just show you. This is what, and I mean on camera you probably can't tell, but that's a really neutral color, and you can see how thin they are. This one's been stained on this side, so it is brown on this side. But you can see how thin that is. Again, if you want a more a tighter pattern, I guess you would say, then you can use those spacers for this. But again, if you're laying brick on a brick house or a brick in a chimney or anything, you don't use those. I mean, so that's why I wanted this to look like I did it right here. Just like if a brick mason would just lay in a chimney.
What do you do when it starts snow flurry? I don't even know if you would call that a snow flurry. A snow...
Spitting snow.
Spitting snow. You bake. That's what you do. It's Friday night. We're gonna make a slow cooker chocolate lava cake for dessert. So we've got 2 cups of flour in this big bowl. I already brought my slow cooker in here. I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of cooking spray. Now I have another bowl over here. This is what we mix up first. It goes on the bottom, and then we're gonna pour what we put in this bowl over the top. So in this one, we need 1 cup of brown sugar in each bowl. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that at the same time. There's that cup. We'll go ahead and put this one in over here. There we go. Next we need baking cocoa. This is the unsweet, just plain cocoa. We need 5 tablespoons in each bowl. And 10, okay. Now baking powder, just going in this bowl. We need 4 teaspoons. And half a teaspoon of salt. Also just in this bowl. Now we'll set this bowl over here, and we need a third one. We'll call this the 3-bowl chocolate lava cake. In this one, we need 1 cup of milk, a teaspoon of vanilla, so we'll mix this together, and we're gonna pour it in to the first big bowl. And it's going to be a really thick batter. We'll have to spread it into the slow cooker. I just spilled some of it out. Let me just switch from this whisk too, because it's just going to get hung up in there.
I smell chocolate.
You smelled chocolate. You smelled right. There's some chocolatey stuff happening over here.
Chocolate cake.
So we just dump this in. Like I said, I already sprayed it with some cooking spray. Okay, we're gonna take this spatula. This batter is so thick, it's just wanting to stick to everything. So I'm just gonna spray this with a little bit of cooking spray. That way, as I press it in, it's not just, you know, sticking straight to it. Now we go back to our other bowl. This one that just has the other brown sugar and cocoa in it. We're gonna put in a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and 2½ cups of hot water. Get our cinnamon in here. Whisk this all together, breaking up any of the big clumps. Then we're going to add in the hot water. We got 2½ cups there. We'll mix all this together and pour it over the top. Once we pour it over the top of this, we don't stir it anymore. And we're going to cook it on high for 2½ to 3 hours. I'm going to make some hot chocolate to take out there. Jonah and Cece and Tyler are out there right now. Me and Manly are about to go out there with them. I'm going to take them some hot chocolate, and I read the other day that you can make hot chocolate in the French press. I guess like just when you press it down, it's going to mix, you know, the cocoa and the water or milk, whatever you're using. We like to use milk with hot chocolate, so that's what we're going to use. I think that's going to be enough milk. We'll just put the cocoa in here. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as making it in your cup and stirring it, but this is going to stir it. When you press it down, it's going to mix the cocoa and the milk, and then you just pour it into the cups.
Whisk masons?
He forgot about his great uncle's nephew's brother.
My daddy's daddy, which was the bull hauler, brick mason, you know, his brother had a brick crew. Well, he was a block mason, so he laid a lot of brick, and that's what he did. He was a guitar picker and a brick mason. Lord have mercy, how many brick masons? We got a lot of wore out backs in this family. His brother.
So this was your papa's
brother. 2 of his brothers.
Okay.
Was full-time brick mason.
Because I was fixing to say, if it's his brother, was it his brother? I'm confused.
My papa that's passed away.
He had 2. So all of them were
very capable. I mean, just smart guys.
We can make this a lot easier. My papa and his brothers were brick masons.
Right, and then their kids was brick. A lot of them still laying brick. There's a lot of aching backs in this family. I just decided instead of picking up brick, I started picking up horses' feet.
Yeah.
if we traced it back far enough, I've not traced it back this far, but I'm sure that we have some people that was in Egypt laying brick. I'm almost sure we had some there.
Probably all of us. Everybody hearing these words.
Yeah. But definitely, Pharaoh cracked that whip on us.
Okay, let's see what happens here. Now it's mixing it. Yeah. Okay. Jonah and Cece want to use the snowman cup since it sort of snowed. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, yeah. Smooth. Like I was afraid it was going to be all chunky because it wouldn't mix up the cocoa. That's good too, y'all. I'll be making hot chocolate in the French press. That is, you don't have to stir. I mean, I know we had to do a little bit of, you know, this little deal, but pours out smooth. It'll keep it warm in this for a little bit, not long, of course, but it does stay warm in here for about 30 minutes or so. For today, no greens. That's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Sounded ice cream cones.
You did?
Yeah.
1 scoop or 2?
1.5.
1.5?
I want 2 scoops.
Okay.
I want 2 scoops.